supporting, and it's amazing. These men in here, not besides myself, they are aware of what you guys are doing, and they're aware that you're trying to make a difference, and I appreciate that. They appreciate it. And okay, well, hey, this is Ryan Bundy, and I'm in the high security area. The hall is a BA. I don't know if you guys can see the numbers and stuff on the halls, but they are listed outside the building, so sometimes you can, I don't know if you can get to where you can see them. But anyway, I'm in BA, which is a high security hall.
His voice is echoing off the building. I love it.
Here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my
one way to bring the walls down is just get his voice outside of it.
Anymore.
Even if that's all we can do.
Hammond's still over there. He's supposed to be there another week and a few more days, and I don't know if you're able to communicate with him or not.
Yeah, he's been calling.
A little bit, yeah. He hasn't been able to get out a lot, but it's frustrating because we want to take out of the hole, and it's just...
This call is from an inmate facility.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully he's okay.
Have you heard from Hammond recently?
Yeah, he called 2 days ago.
Say that again?
We have heard from Hammond in the last couple days, so he's okay, but he's still stuck in that hole.
Yeah. That hole gets pretty lonely in there. Anyway, so... And it is better over here. It's quite a bit better. I'm able to get out and walk around, and able to go out into the yard and catch a little fresh air and a little sunshine, a little exercise, and that's
you hear it in there? You hear that in there? His voice is everywhere in there. It's reverberating in there.
No, I haven't been able to hear you. Now, I've only been over here 3 days. And I've only been outside one time. I'm always on the phone trying to do legal work when they're letting them out the door. So I've been missing my chance to get out. And I need to get out more. But then I'm trying to do this legal work too, trying to keep this ball rolling. And I've been a little behind, being that I was down in the hole. So
Ryan Bundy's on the phone, guys. Ryan Bundy from this facility right here behind us.
So from inside here, I have not been able to hear you, but the other guys that are in here have been telling me they can hear you from outside. So.
Well, these guys at the guard shack are out here hovering around the entrance, so they can hear you right now.
Well, anyway, thank you guys for being there. You're giving lots of encouragement. Just so that those, hey, those guards can know, or anybody can know, is, this is supposed to be a land of liberty, a land of freedom. Liberty and justice for all, and we're not seeing justice. I don't see justice in this system one bit, not one bit.
Not at all.
And things need to change. I mean, this is just a money-making program. We're just slaves in here, and we're not forced to labor, but by their profitable gains of us being here,
yep,
we're the means of their increase.
Yep.
And that makes it... Say again?
I said you're still slaves.
We're still slaves. We're still slaves. And especially those who are not convicted of any crime. I know I pointed this out before, but I want to point it out again, that the 13th Amendment to the Constitution specifically points out that slavery and involuntary servitude shall not be had in the United States except for those who are duly convicted of a crime.
Right. And the problem is we have now is no one's really
we can't hear you.
There's no due
Don't hear
process.
him, just so you know.
There's, and I'm experiencing that. The innocence until proven guilty is completely disappeared. They placate it with some verbiage a little bit, but there's no evidence of it. There's no actuality, especially when it comes to like speedy trial or bail, release on bail, no excessive bail. Without those two things,
Ryan's voice is
innocence until proven
bouncing
guilty
all over this facility right now.
Disappears. And so we've become, you know, a nation of slaves. And we're just chattel. We're just livestock in here, shuffled around like animals, and they're making money off of us. With the anyway, you know, the jail staff, they always want to pawn it off, say, oh, they're just doing what the marshals tell them. The marshals say, oh, they're just doing what the judge tells them. And the judges have just become like kings or dictators. And that's not what our founding fathers intended. Our founding fathers had witnessed or experienced themselves similar atrocities. And
somebody did. I was just going to thank you for it.
You know, and if you study history a little bit, you can find out all about that, about how sometimes they were shipped clear across the ocean over to England to be tried, or they were held in jail for months on end without trial. And our founding fathers wanted to make sure that that never happened again. And so that's the reasoning behind these several of these first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights, was to ensure that this did not happen. And yet here we are, it's happening. Completely against what their intentions were. Now, if you notice, if you read down through the first 10 amendments, half of them, five out of the 10, have to deal with those who are accused of crimes. Of all the rights that they were trying to protect, it was that serious enough that those who are accused deserve half of the first 10 amendments. To me, that's amazing. Okay, they wanted to make sure that those who are accused of crimes were protected from abuses, protected from tyranny, and that's all but evaporated. Okay. And that's what we've got to make some changes on, because as long as they can simply make arrests, gather you up, gobble you up into their system, our rights are being violated. And this is supposed to be, you know, a land of liberty, not a land of incarceration. And sure, there are some who need to be stopped in their evil actions. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And there is a place and a purpose for jails and for, you know, incarcerations, but not nearly to the extent. I would say that 90% of these people should go home.
Absolutely.
It should be, you know, the 10%, you know, and that's just pulling a number off the top of my head, but you know, I don't see these guys in here as being the type that need to be incarcerated.
Well, right, and the big thing that you brought up just now, Ryan, is the due process. If none of these people have been given due process, it seems to me that they all have to be assumed innocent. I mean, we don't see any trial whatsoever where due process is being afforded anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And what little process they go through the court, you know, it's so manipulated. The government, the prosecutors, as you've witnessed, can lie. They can manipulate. They can restrict the defense. But again, that goes right back into those amendments. You know, like the Sixth Amendment. You know, the right to be confronted by our accusers and the witnesses against us.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just not happening. You know, this whole idea that there can be crime without a victim. You know, I don't know. We can go into the whole philosophy of what crime is and what, you know, without... crime is when one person does damage to another person's life, liberty, or property.
Exactly.
Crime is not just doing something against the laws.
Right.
And the laws are only supposed to exist to protect the life, liberty, and property of the people. you know, their inherent rights. And that's the only legitimate purpose for government at all, is to protect the rights of the individual, not the group. We have to quit thinking about the group. If each and every single individual is protected in his or her rights, then the group is automatically protected.
Right.
Because each individual is protected. But if you try to protect the group and forget about the individual, then individuals off on the fringes will get left behind and forgotten and trampled on. Exactly. And so, you know, I recall school and so forth, we talk about, you know, duty to the community, you know, do it for the good of the group, do it for the good of the community, and that's just a communist way to think.
Yeah, it is.
And communism just doesn't work. You know, communism for the community, for the best of the community.
Right.
Well,
This call is from an inmate.
you know, that is not the right way to think.
Well, Ryan,
And it sounds good.
yeah. We all went down last night. We had a meeting in town here in Pahrump, a community meeting, and we got people out to that, and myself and Kelly Stewart, John Lamb, Roger Roots all spoke at that meeting, and we talked about these things there as well to the community. I did bring up the 13th Amendment specifically, as well as the other due process elements, and we kind of discussed all these things that similar to what you're bringing up here. So that went good. They're noticing we're out here. They've actually got there's a Fed out here hanging out that he's from the Department of Defense Intelligence. But he's not hiding it. He's coming out and just saying he's curious about what we're doing and sitting around and talking with people. And we're reminding people to be very careful about what they say. But he says he's not here in his official duty, but he shows up in a suit, and he's been out here the past, you know, for hours. He goes to our meetings, and he hangs around camp. So it's interesting. They don't like us out here.
Well, I'm glad he's just coming out and being straightforward about it, rather than trying to be secret agent, man. At least that's nice.
it's something.
At least you can have an intelligent conversation with him without, you know, the perception of obscurity.
Well, yeah, I just feel like they're taking a new tactic almost, and the goal is to get us to talk long enough until we say something stupid.
Well, I understand that,
but we just be wise as serpents and harmless as
you know, the easy way. You know, the easy way would just be for them to honor the Constitution, for them to just recognize the rights of the people,
right,
and start adhering to, you know, what they're supposed to do. You know, to me it seems like they're always wanting to start some battle, start some war. And but they want us. They want to use us to be the cause of the reason.
Right.
And
you just sit in the truck out.
you know, really, it should. Government, again, the only legitimate purpose for government is to protect the rights of the individual.
Agreed.
The rights belong to the individual. The rights do not belong to government. The land, the resources, do not belong to governments. They do not belong to corporations. They belong to individuals, and individuals should be in control of them. And that's what government is supposed to do: is to help the people claim, use, and defend their rights. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to control. They're not supposed to, you know, rule over the people as a master or as a king. And so those government entities, the government people that are listening, would simply just do the job they're supposed to do, which is to protect the people, protect their rights. Then none of this. You guys wouldn't have to be there. We wouldn't be in jail.
Right.
And life could go on. You know, live and let live.
Well, and Ryan,
I love that.
Yeah. Sorry, the phone delay kind of screws us up a little bit. We brought these things up to this agent yesterday, and what was sad is it seemed like we kept bringing up the Constitution and this and that, and basically what you just said, and he said, well, there has to be order, so we have to follow orders. So basically the law is what the government says it is now, and that's our job to defend the nation. And it was almost like talking to a brick wall.
Or
maybe some seeds will be planted, I don't know, but the mindset has nothing to do. The Constitution is not taken literally by these men. It's taken as, that's nice.
It's not.
And it means what we say it means. And they truly seem to think they're the good guys in this, and it kind of blows my mind.
Well, and I do understand that. I understand that they're deceived, and then, they think we're the bad guy, and they are being the bad guy. Well, the bad guy is the one who tramples on another's rights, whether he's doing it from the shadows as a thief, stealing someone's property, or doing harm, or whether he's doing it out in the open with a badge on his chest.
Right.
If they're violating someone else's rights, then they're the bad guy. And anyway, I've got to go here in a second. But again, I just want to.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Thank you for being there,
This call is from an inmate facility.
and I really do appreciate it. So keep on keeping on.
All right, we're praying for you, Ryan. Let us know what we can do for you if you have any needs.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
We'll talk soon, Ryan.
Okay, bye.
Any needs like bail or speedy trial or, facing his accusers or protection from cruel and unusual punishment. I know, all these radical, scary things that we know he needs that we can't help with.
It's so real.
All right, guys, signing off.